The way of the future. The way of the future. The way of the future. The way of the future.
Hey, howdy, hey, people of the internet, Wolfman47- here. So before we start this vlog, yes, I am once again not wearing very much. In fact, you could say I'm not wearing anything at all, because for two reasons. One, I've just woken up, and two, my clothes were in the tumble dryer and just letting them dry out a bit longer. So yeah. So actors and actresses, they act, they play all sorts of roles, sometimes earning them Oscars, BAFTAs, and whatever other awards that they get. Some performances are really great, other performances not so much. And today we're going to be talking about those performances that actors have lately have over time sort of said that it's become one of their most difficult roles to play for whatever reason that may be. So 10 actors to go through. I know there's probably more than 10 actors that have had very difficult experiences, so let's get to it. So, first up is Glenn Close. Now, Glenn Close, as many of you will know, has played a lot of great roles in her time. Many of them being in some very sort of art house and biopics and all sorts of other stuff, but she's probably most people will know her more for playing the live-action Cruella de Vil in the 101 Dalmatians remake and its sequel 102 Dalmatians. She also played one of the Nova Corp characters in the Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one as well. But I can definitely say that in 101 Dalmatians, this was the role that she found the most difficult, because Cruella de Vil, as we all know, is a character that wants to kill Dalmatians in an attempt to create a fur coat. But Glenn Close is the opposite of Cruella de Vil, as she loves dogs. So you can see why she find that role quite difficult. So that's Glenn Close. Now, you may not be familiar with the name Pam Ferris, but for those of you who aren't, she is known for quite a few things. She's done a lot of TV and film roles, but from outside the UK, you'll know her for her roles as Aunt Marge in Harry Potter and The Prisoner of Azkaban, and also the Danny DeVito Matilda, in which she played Trunchbull. Now, Pam Ferris is a person that loves children, as in she loves looking after children and all that other stuff, and as such, she found Miss Trunchbull to be quite a difficult role to play, in particular because there was actually a moment where she had to go into hospital because of some stuff that happened in one of the scenes, and I think she lost some fingers as well, but I can't remember. So yeah, that's Pam Ferris. Sticking with British talent and also Harry Potter, Imelda Staunton. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail about why she found her role in Harry Potter, although it's somewhat difficult because I've already done a video on that in great detail already. But to sum it up, she was vomiting and all sorts of other stuff because she just hated Umbridge and all that she did. So yeah, Imelda Staunton, I believe, is another person that loves children as well, looking after them and all that, but playing a role like that really sort of got to her. So yeah, that's her. So moving on to some more dramatic roles now. This is kind of cheating a bit, but I know that Heath Ledger and Joaquin Phoenix, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, both played the Joker at one point or another. And for Heath Ledger, the way he prepared for the role is that he isolated himself from the world for quite a long time, which nearly killed him. And Joaquin Phoenix, similarly, I think did something similar, but ultimately said that he found the role of the Joker to be a bit scary for him before he even started filming. And to be fair, the Joker is one of those characters that that is so unpredictable. You never know what sort of things he's going to be doing in the stuff that he does. So yeah, that's that one. So Tom Hanks's filmography, he's done so many films, but among them, he found one of his most difficult roles was Castaway. Now, Castaway is an interesting film because in this film, he plays a character that is on a plane that crash lands on an island, and he spends much of the island trying to survive. It's historically known that this is one of those films that was filmed in quite a strange and unique way, in that they filmed half of the film, then they stopped to allow Tom Hanks to lose weight, and then they started filming again once he lost a lot of weight. And obviously something like that for Tom Hanks would have been quite difficult to do, especially in the first half where he had to gain weight, and in the second half he lost weight, and the fact that he was pretending to be alone for a while, and he didn't even click that the guy said lights, camera, action and all that. So yeah, took a number on him. So moving on from him, another person that's found quite a few roles difficult is Leonardo DiCaprio. So I'd say in lots of his films he's had to trigger his OCD, I believe it is, that he has. I'll check that in the edit. Anyway, so he triggered it in Aviator, in various scenes in that. I think there was like that. I think it was mainly in the scene where he's in the theater and basically gets naked in the theater, which of course will woo a lot of you fans. I know he also found his role in Shutter Island very difficult as well. Didn't really go into detail why that was. I know I have seen the film. Don't get me wrong, but not really. Don't really know the details of that particular one. And The Revenant is where he had to go against his vegan ways and eat raw meat. And as it turns out, that role finally gave him the Oscar that he wanted. So all it took was for him to eat raw meat, and yeah, that's the end of that. So I talked a bit about the actress actually, no, I didn't talk about this one. So I just realised. So, Psycho. Janet Leigh plays the woman in that film, the one that does that famous shower scene. Scene, and she said after that particular scene that she never has a shower again because she's just so worried that the same thing that happened in the film just happens to her. So she's gone from showers to baths and just locks the doors, windows and everything. So yeah, there's a bit of an anxiety attack there, I guess. Bob Hoskins, many of you know him for playing different roles. His perhaps most well-known role, barring that video game film that we don't really talk about much, is Who Framed Roger Rabbit. In the film, he does play a kind of sort of inspector, but as it turns out, he did actually have to pretend that he's hallucinating for a while, which I guess takes a toll on him because when you film films like that where it's a hybrid of traditionally animated and live action, or CGI and live action, you do have to pretend that there's something there, and sometimes there is a sort of person being a stand-in or whatever, pretending to be that thing. I know that was the case for Hulk in the Avengers films, but in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, when mocap wasn't even a thing at the time, Bob Hoskins had to pretend that the person was there and hallucinated. So no, I think that took a toll. So yeah. Uma Thurman. Probably not a well-known actress these days, but back in the sort of, I guess 80s and 90s, she was quite a big name, appearing in a lot of different Tarantino films. But the one that really got to her was the one called Kill Bill. Now, this is a two-part film, and in the film she performs her own stunts, and she performs her own stunts to the point where she actually nearly killed herself. So yeah, that's quite something. And the last one I'm going to talk about today is Bill Skarsgård, who plays the character of Pennywise in the two It films that Warner Brothers and New Line Cinema did quite recently. And he basically said that after filming the first part, he had nightmares of Pennywise. So it's kind of like a sort of Nightmare on Elm Street deal, but Pennywise instead of Freddy Krueger. And that's the end of my list. I know there's like probably loads and loads of actors and actresses that often have difficult roles to play, but these are like the 10 that really stick with me. And who knows, maybe I'll return to this another time, like I may do with my other 10 lists I do. So yeah, there's no ranking lists here or anything. It's just me picking out 10 randomly selected people and just talk about them. So yeah. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then please like, share, comment and subscribe. See you in the next one. Peace to you all. And if you ever have a role that you find difficult, maybe don't do it, or maybe do it but just suck it up and yeah. But you know, definitely do take breaks to sort of vomit or just relax and chill and everything. So yeah. Right. Toodles.